Okay. After Groove Armada, what do you think is the second best live dance act?
Well, it depends how you define dance, really. I mean, after that, I mean, I can enjoy the other way of doing it, the traditional dance way of doing it, where it's just like two guys up on the stage, not doing a lot really, tweaking a couple of knobs and a great light show. You know, I mean, that's what Orbital used to do every year at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And I've jumped up and down the mud to Chime every time it came on for years. You know, so I'm not anti that. It's just a different thing. But in terms of live dance, I think if you include them, it's probably someone like the Klaxons or the Gossip, just because they've got so much balls about them, you know, and they get people going, which is really what it's all about.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just still all about energy.
It is. I think, you know, if you're doing a sort of festival gig or you're doing your own live gig, it is all about energy, but not necessarily always chaos. You know, I mean, but it's about like in our live set, we'll go to a real peak. All the tunes are different live. We rewrite them all. So we play a track called Fogba from one of the previous albums, and it just goes totally ballistic at the end. Guitars going crazy, acid going crazy, and then it all kind of collapses, and out of the rubble, in comes At the River. And if you get things like that right, you can really just hold people through all kinds of different moods for an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, last question then. It's now 10 years since you're releasing records.
Yeah.
When you listen back to, well, have you listened back to Northern Star?
Not for about a year. I did that no, 2 years, because when I moved to Barcelona, I cleared out a load of CDs and I saw it there. So when I was packing up, I put it on, and yeah, it was an interesting listen. It's been such a long road since then.
What do you hear when you hear that?
There's just lots of memories, lots of kind of visual memories with the songs, like, you know, where they were made and sort of parties that were going on at the time, and yeah, that whole thing was done in a week. You know, the whole album was done in a week, so it was just a much more innocent time. You know, there was no agendas, there was no expectations, and a lot of the tunes are really primitive, but there's something about the primitiveness which just kind of works. But I don't think once your head is come above the parapet and you're on the block and people are looking out for stuff, I don't think you can ever repeat the first album thing again. You know, I think every band can only do that once.
Yeah. But how do you think? What are in a few words, the main differences between now and 10 years ago?
What, in terms of our music, or
yeah?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's incomparable. I think there was, you know, it's like a very sample-based record done on very simple equipment, and I think the defining difference between excuse me, then and now is that since about, I don't know, 99, 2000, the live band has been the centrepiece really of Groove Armada's sort of public portrayal, as it were, and that sort of starting to bring in the live musicians and stuff has had a massive impact on the recording process and the way the whole thing has gone. So really the whole way this new album was made and what we had in mind when we were making it, all of that would be inconceivable to the two lads who were playing soccer in a little country cottage for a week and knocked out Northern Star.
Okay, great. Okay, well, one more thing. If you had to pick one highlight from the last 10 years, what would it be? One moment.
I think the one that, for whatever reason, comes to mind is the first time we did a big tour of Australia on our own terms, and we played at this place in Sydney called Hordern Pavilion, and it's a big venue, and it holds about 15,000 people, and we managed to sell out 3 nights there before we turned up. So it was, you know, in a town the size of Sydney, that's a big deal. And the first night we got there, and it's like, you know, like always with the live band, and there's 7 of us in the wings waiting, all mates really. And the lights went down, and we were sort of giving each other a bit of a hug, and the noise that went up there just almost immediately reduced me to tears. I'd never heard anything like it in my life. It's just incredible. And that moment, just standing there with your mates in that noise, really vindicates all those long, long hours of toil.